Hello, growing mustard microgreen in raised bed. We have a bed here that is about 39 inches by 28 by 18 inches or so, and I planted microgreen, that soy mustard microgreen in it. So the bed is about 12 inches tall. We planted them on June 15, 2025, and today is June 24th, 2025. So you can see we have the cotyledon leaves, but all of them are not out yet. So how did we plant them? I created the bed with some topsoil that we purchased, and those topsoil, it has if it is wood chips that was broken down or something like that, it's kind of light back. It's not really heavy soil. It's not heavy. The bag was not heavy, so we put it here. But we have sand at the bottom because this area was a sand box for the kids. So when we removed the sand box, there was no weed here. It was weed on the landscape fabric that we put down. So we removed that landscape fabric and we just put the soil, the sand in the bed, and then we put the topsoil that we purchased on top of it. And I try to do it by rows. So I pretty much level everything, and then I made a row here, and I put a good amount of seed in it, and then I made another row right next to it, put a good amount of seed in it. So I measured the seed for the whole bed. It was 5.5 ounces of seeds. So I was doing a row by row, and then I thought maybe it may not be economical, like the use of the soil. But then I tried to compare it. So I did a portion of it, like a half of it, like that, row by row. And then later I did square, if that makes sense, like a foot by foot square. I just divided that section in 3 and did it there, so that way I can compare it to see how it works. But the row by row, right now you cannot even see that. You cannot notice it, that this section has been row by row, because I try to make the row very close. It was not easy though, because when it's too close, you might getting to the previous row. But I just try to see how close I can get without bothering the first row, and so forth. And as you can see, we have them here, and so that's what I did for this session. And then I put a good amount of seed in it and just close the row. And for this session here, because I want to work surface wise, I divided this section to work with. So I scrape the dirt to the side, like some dirt to the side that I can use to cover it, since I'm not creating a row. So I remove some dirt and I pack the soil down so that it is flat. That way I can put the seed and make sure I have a flat surface to work with to see if I have a good amount of seed on the ground. So I pat it down with a hoe, and then I put a good amount of seed here. And then I will say that for 12 inches by 8 inches, I use 1 ounces of seed, because at first I started with 4.5 ounces of seed and then I ran out. And then for 12 inches by 8 inches, I use 1 ounces of seed. So pretty much the last row or so, I will think. But anyway, so I put the seed down and put a lot of seed down, and then I just use that dirt to put on top of it well, and then I scrape that section as well, pat it down, put the seed there properly, use that dirt to cover it. And for that last section, I scrape it to the side. That's why we don't have a lot of growth there. I scrape the dirt to the side, and then I put the seed there. Pat it down, put the seed there, put the dirt on top of it, pat it down. But I think I didn't use a lot of dirt because it rained 2 days later, a day later or so, and then some seed were exposed. So I came back and I just scraped topsoil from the property to put on top of it, and I pat it down. I pat it down. No, I think I didn't pat it down. But when I first planted, I pat everything down, and then when I scraped the soil to put on top of it, I didn't pat it down. I just left it. But then a few days later, they start germinating. But I don't know if because I pat it down when I planted the seed, or if I put too much dirt on top of it or not. But they are trying to break through, and not all of them are through yet. Some of them has been through for days now, while some of them are still underneath it. But I don't really want to scrape the dirt off of them, so I'm just leaving them for them to do that themselves. But when I'm watering from the top, is helping moisten the soil for that. But I just want to see if they can break through themselves, or if I have to be breaking it, because I just feel like if I'm not careful, I can root some of them. Therefore, I don't want to do that. And I'm learning to grow microgreen, and I wanted to grow it outside. And yeah, and I'm just trying to see how that will work. But you can see there are some seed that are still in the ground there. But I just feel like if I'm trying to scrape the soil off of it, I might root some of them that are growing already. So the ones that are in the ground, like they have not come up, they tend to have yellow leaves, and when they come out, they start turning green by the end of the day. But that is how you can grow microgreen outside. You can see them. And I'm just observing to see growing it by row or by square section, how that will work. And at this point, because that row has been out first or so, it can be harvested. And those that are still breaking through can be here. So it can be harvested by section too, because it's tall enough that it can be harvested. And you can harvest it at this stage, but it seems like they're about to start growing the first leaves as well. But yeah, this is just an example of how you can grow microgreen outside in a raised bed. And we purchase the seed in big quantity. Let me see if I can get the seed. It's a 5 pound star soy black knight mustard, 5-pound bag of seed. Because it's a mustard seed is very small in it. So thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments. And we thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiabi Liberman, producer of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and in soap.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And growing your own microgreen is one way to save money. This is an example of another bed that we planted to grow those to maturity, but because the kids planted them, they plant them very thickly. Therefore, I'm using them as a microgreen, and we harvest a few times already. Thank you.